This is Andy from GPS Training. In this next short video I'm going to show you how to connect your GPS device to your PC to view the contents of your GPS within BaseCamp software. I've got BaseCamp software open already. I've just minimized it at the bottom of my screen. So in the taskbar along the bottom where I've got the shortcut for BaseCamp software, I'm just going to left click on there and open up the software. What we can see in the top left hand window underneath the library in my collection, there's nothing else listed there, so we haven't got anything listed to tell us that there's a GPS device connected. So you take the USB lead that came with your GPS and always make sure that your GPS has got a good set of batteries in before you connect it to the software for the first time, because anything you transfer to the GPS, especially software updates, when you unplug the GPS from the computer, it needs to load those updates into the GPS when it's not connected, and it does that as soon as you disconnect. So you should always make sure you've got a good set of batteries in your GPS before using it with the software. So plug the USB cable in to your computer, and what you should see is your Garmin GPS will start to boot up. You'll get the Garmin logo on the screen of your GPS, and then normally after about 30 seconds you'll get what we call the trident symbol, which is a three-pronged fork symbol on the screen of your GPS, and then your computer will detect the device being plugged into your computer as an external drive. And also what we should see in the BaseCamp software, in this top left hand window, we'll see a new box appear with the wording devices, and under that box we'll see the name of your GPS device appear. So just give this a few seconds to connect, and what we can now see in the top left hand screen, we've now got a new heading called devices, and the GPS device I'm using today is an Oregon 700. So we can see the Oregon 700 loading. Internal storage, that's everything that's on the internal storage of my GPS. I've got some internal maps loaded which you may not have yourselves, called Topo UK and Ireland Lite, and if you're using something like an eTrex touch unit, you'll see your Topo active maps appear in the box underneath internal storage. Anyone using Ordnance Survey maps on an SD card inside your device, or any other maps that are loaded on an SD card, on a micro SD card in your GPS device, that's the next logo you can see in the top left where I've got the cursor at the moment. There's a little SD card symbol with this code number 010C104300, and I can see there I've got Garmin GB Discoverer 50K. That's my Ordnance Survey maps that are on the SD card, micro SD card in my GPS device. So now we know the GPS device is connected. If I left click on the internal storage folder, in the very bottom left hand window on BaseCamp software, anything that's stored on my GPS will appear there. We'll be looking at the internal storage of your GPS on later training videos. Today we're just looking at making sure the GPS device is connected okay, and also while we're in the software we're going to look at how you update or check for updates of software for your GPS device. So as long as you've got an internet connection, once your GPS is connected, you can go to this box along the top, the menu that says device, left click on device, and we get the option here of check for software update. If I left click on the check for software update and just give it a few seconds to kick in, there'll be a box appear on the screen telling you whether there's any updates or no updates for your GPS, and then you just follow the on-screen instructions. I can see on the screen here it's telling me that my Garmin already has the latest software, so if I just click next, and it'll tell me if there's any other software updates available. Normally the second updates are things like text updates for help files. Sometimes you get time zone map updates, etc. Again, it's saying there's no updates available, so I can simply select finish. If there is any updates available, you've normally just got to tick a box to say that you agree for the updates to take place and accept Garmin's terms and conditions, and then just follow the on-screen instructions pressing the next on the screen. So I can simply select finish there. There's no software updates for my GPS today. And the last thing we're going to look at now that I've connected the GPS to my computer, if depending on what operating system you've got, if you go into your File Explorer, which is where you can normally see your C drive and anything connected to your computer, on my Windows 10 machine I've actually got a folder at the bottom on the taskbar that's called File Explorer. Some of you, depending on what operating system you've got, you'll have to go to your Start Windows logo in the very bottom left of your computer and find your File Explorer in there. But I'm just going to select File Explorer from my bottom taskbar and open up the File Explorer window. I'm just going to minimize BaseCamp software using the little minus symbol at the top. Actually, I'm just going to leave it as it is because the boxes came on top, so that's fine. I'll just maximize this File Explorer box so you can see it as full size. So on the File Explorer, I'm just going to select this PC so I can see everything that's on my computer or connected to my computer. And what I can see here is next to where you see your Windows C drive is my Garmin Oregon 700 listed, 2.87 gigabytes free of 3.54 gigabytes. So that's just everything that's on the internal storage of my GPS. It's been detected as an external drive on the software, within my computer. And also I've got another box, another folder, 010C 104 300. That's actually the SD card that's got my Ordnance Survey maps on. I certainly don't want to go into there and double click on anything and take anything away from the maps that are on the GPS. So I'd normally say stay well away from that 010C 104 300, anything that's been detected as your SD card. On the actual Garmin Oregon 700 folder with the blue triangle, if I double click on there, I get a folder Garmin, HTTP you only normally get on the Oregon 700. If you've got a unit with a camera, so something like an Oregon 750, Oregon 650, Montana 680, etc., you'll actually have an extra folder in here labelled DCIM, which stands for Digital Camera Images. That's where your photographs are stored. You can actually take your photographs out using BaseCamp software, but any of you who've got a camera and don't want to go into the BaseCamp software to get your images, you can open up through this File Explorer and this PC your internal storage, and you'll see an extra folder called DCIM where I'm looking at the screen now, and that DCIM folder will have all of your JPEG images in if you've got a GPS with a camera. So I'm just going to close this box down now, and I'm back onto the BaseCamp software. So this short video was just to show you your GPS device being connected. See your device in the top left hand window. You can see underneath your device name it'll tell you internal storage folder, any maps that are loaded on your GPS device. So if you have got an SD card in your device with maps and they don't appear underneath the Oregon 700 or whatever device you've got, it probably means the SD card, micro SD card, isn't sitting in your GPS correctly. And the final thing we looked at within BaseCamp was selecting device and checking for any software updates for the GPS device that you've got connected. I hope you found this video helpful, and thanks for watching.